Platinum leader Tahlia.
Thank you so much. For those who don't know me, my name is Tahlia, and I'm here to talk to you today about pre- and postpartum support with essential oils. Thank you. So, let's see this. Oh, not that quickly. It's not working, guys. There we go. Okay. So, pre- and postpartum with essential oils. This is a topic that I'm really passionate about. Having been through this process 3 times over, it's something that's really dear to my heart, and it brings me so much joy to work with women in this space. So I just want to start with a show of hands. I want to know who in the audience is a mother or soon to be a mother. Just a raise of hands. Yeah, beautiful. So keep your hands up. I want to know if you know someone who's a mother, soon to be a mother, or who one day hopes to be a mother. Yeah, so that's most of you in the room. Why I wanted you guys to do that is to acknowledge that we all know someone. Even if we are not in this stage of our life ourselves, we know someone that this information can help. So I really hope that what I share today, you can take away and you can give this information on to others who need it the most. Women at this time of their life are so vulnerable. This is when we need those we love around us. This is where we need someone to pass us an essential oil and say, it's going to be okay. This is where we need our best friends and our loved ones, because this is the most challenging part of our life that we will ever go through. And so I really hope that if there's something that you can do for someone who's going through matrescence, moving into motherhood, that you can lend a hand and give them an oil or a sample or something that you can do to make their experience that little bit better. So a little bit about myself. I actually grew up as a mainstream girl. I lived on some land and was fortunate enough to eat beautiful organic vegetables from the garden, but the medicine cabinet, the bathroom cabinet, the medicine cabinet was all mainstream. That's all we knew. And when we started to think about having a family, I knew I had a lot to learn. And so being curious, I invested a lot of time in research and wanting to know more about how I could be the best parent possible. And this actually put me on a path of listening to podcasts. I was on the road a lot with work, and I found that, podcasts were a really easy way to consume information and to learn things quickly. And I remember this one podcast that was called Up for a Chat, and it had 2 beautiful women from the Sunshine Coast, Cindy O'Meara and Kim Morrison. And I remember being in the car listening to their each episode after episode, and all the information that they were sharing on the health industry and just holistic living. I'd never heard any of this stuff before, and it blew my mind. I literally felt like I'd been living under a rock for the last 10 years, thinking, why are we never told any of this information? It would be so much easier if this type of information was shared with us. And I was pregnant at the time, and I was starting to really think about what I was putting on and in my body, and it was like this switch had turned off. It was like something had changed in me, and I wanted to know more. I wanted to know, what should I be eating and drinking, and how should I be caring for my body now to give my baby the best start to life. And I remember the inspiration that I got from Cindy and Kim. Cindy introduced me to the idea of nutritious foods, like giving up your 2-minute noodles and your quick snacks on the run and thinking about food in a completely new way. She introduced me to reading labels on my food and removing additives and understanding why I felt bloated when I ate those types of foods. She introduced me to thinking differently about tap water and installing a filtration system so I wasn't getting all those toxins that they put into our water systems. Kim, I owe her my low-tox journey. She literally introduced me to the way of thinking about chemicals and what we bring into the home, skincare, cleaning products, hygiene products, all the things that we expose ourselves on a daily basis. We have no idea what that's doing to our body. And there's one thing I remember, I can't remember what episode this was, but Kim talked about essential oils, and she talked about them in a way I'd never heard anyone talk about them. She said she used to use the essential oils as a natural way to care for her children. And I thought, wow, essential oils, maybe they're more powerful, maybe they're more incredible than we've ever given them credit. And at that same time, a sort of similar time when she was really educating me, I remember scrolling through Facebook and an event popped up at the local health food shop for a doTERRA workshop. I'm talking, this was eight years ago. And I thought, I'm going to that workshop. I'd never left my little girl yet, so I left her with hubby and I went to this workshop. And I remember coming home and my mind was absolutely exploding because I really felt that I had found what I'd been looking for so long. All I wanted to do was nurture my baby without chemicals. And it sounded like doTERRA was the answer to all of that for me. I remember having this tiny little vial of wild orange. It was all I came home with. And I popped that in the top drawer next to my bed in my bedroom. And I gave it a sniff and I remember thinking, oh my wow, this smells so good. And I put it into my drawer and I went back into the kitchen and went on with what I was doing. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm just going to go back down to the bedroom and I'm going to have another smell of that oil because it smells so good. And this happened a few times until hubby said, why do you keep walking back down to the bedroom all the time? What is going on? And I said, this little bottle of wild orange, all I want to do is take the lid off and smell it. It just makes me feel so good. I was a tired, run-down, depleted mum, and that little wild orange made me feel so much better. And it was in that moment that I thought, wow, these essential oils, if they can make me feel that much better just by opening the bottle and having a little sniff, what can all the other oils do? And how can I help other women and other mums feel a little bit of hope as well? So that was the start of a long journey with essential oils, and now that's all we live and breathe. And I remember thinking, wow, this has made me so hungry. I just want to know more about essential oils. I want to know how they work on and in the body. I want to know how I can nurture my family every single day with these essential oils. And this is what we did. We learned, we became educated, we read books, we listened to podcasts, and we just started to integrate these essential oils into our life. And these experiences, yes, there were challenges and hurdles and we learned along the way, but what we did learn, we can now share and give to others. and gift our experiences and our knowledge so that other families get to thrive also. So the best start, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about pregnancy now. So I want to tell you start with a little bit of a story. So this lady, her name was Jenny, she approached me. She was full of life, eager. She was just enthusiastic to learn more, and she was pregnant at the time. And she said, "Tahlia, how do I give my kids, or my baby at the time, the best start to life?" She goes, "What do I have to do?" She goes, "I look around and I see so many kids who suffer with skin and digestive issues and immune issues and cognitive issues. All I want is to give my kids the best start to life." And what I said to her is, I said, "You have to eliminate all the toxins in your life." I said, "You have to create a safe haven for your family. You have to create an environment that you can bring your new baby home to that is free of toxins. This is what you have to do." Did you know that what we put on our body makes its way to our baby? You know, when you read your ingredient lists on the labels of your skincare and all the different products you use on a daily basis, are you happy? Are you comfortable that those ingredients are going to make their way to your baby? These are the things that we have to be conscious about. We can't just pick something up and accept because it has a nice fancy label and it says all the right words that it's going to be safe and non-toxic for our body. We have to take that responsibility onto ourselves. And it's so vital that we do this in pregnancy. So we want to be nurturing ourselves physically while our baby, our bump, our body is growing. We want to be supporting ourselves and all the changes that are happening, but we want to be doing this in a really natural way. So why not rub a little bit of Celubel and FCO on your tummy and say no to petroleum-based belly oils? Why don't you run yourself in a magnesium and aroma touch bath and say no to bath bombs and fragranced salts? Artificial fragrances are so toxic. We've heard about these already here at convention. We know that they're bad, and we love that we have the doTERRA oils because they're such a simple switch for artificial fragrances. But they cause havoc with our hormones. And in pregnancy, we need to nurture our hormones. So we have to avoid them in pregnancy and postpartum. And they are the most, if you're trying to start a family, they are the number one toxin that you want to be avoiding. You need to nurture yourself emotionally. Pregnancy is not just a physical experience, it's also really emotional. Our hormones are changing up and down. It's like that roller coaster of emotions. And doTERRA allows us to also support ourselves emotionally. Dab a little bit of lavender peace or adaptive on your pulse points and enjoy that throughout the day. You've got to say no to perfumes. They interact with our thyroid, they affect our respiratory health, and they also affect our hormones. So something as simple as some citrus bliss through your hair during the day, become a walking diffuser and just enjoy that experience that it brings. There's so many ways to use your oils if you're looking for a personal fragrance. You don't have to be wearing perfumes. The other thing that's beautiful to do is to diffuse. Diffusing is such an easy way to enjoy your essential oils. Not only does it cleanse the air and look after the environment the air you're breathing in, it also adds a calming and relaxing environment for you as well. So something like Citrus Bliss or Console or Peace, utilize these beautiful calming essential oil blends that we have at our fingertips to create that environment that we want. Then supplementation, nourish your body. I love the Lifelong Vitality and what that did for me, gave me so much more energy. Folic acid is something else you have to be mindful of. Folic acid is synthetic. Folate is the natural version and folinic acid is the activated version, the one you want to be looking out for if you have the MTHFR gene mutation. Now I've got a lot more of this information on my blog, but I'd just like to talk and remind you guys of some leading research where they've really linked high intake of folic acid with tongue, lip ties, autism and asthma in children. So this is the type of information that you can tell a loved one and you can really help them on their path to full health in their own experience in pregnancy. The big day, yes, pregnancy is a foundation, but we have to plan for a birth and we have to plan for postpartum. It's a mental marathon. It tests us. It's literally a battle between your physical stamina and your mental commitment. It's going to test your endurance, your endeavours, your plans, your commitment. It's really going to, make you meet your edges. But one thing you can do is you can plan and you can communicate your birth wishes. You can write them down, you can tell your support team. You can get your partner involved to protect those birth wishes and make sure you have the dream birth that you've always wanted. Your space, make sure you delegate someone to set that space up for you. Create a calm environment. Get your partner to set up your diffuser. Get them to dim the lights and help you to cultivate that oxytocin that you need at that time. This is a multifaceted experience. It's not as simple as, just having a baby. You are actually changing as a woman. Our brain physiologically changes. Our emotional state changes. We actually become another person physiologically. And sometimes people say, I really don't feel myself. I feel a loss of identity. I'm not that person. I don't feel like I'm me anymore. And many can resonate with this loss of identity that comes with becoming a mother. And that's because we are actually not that person anymore. We have changed and we are someone new. And what you can do around this is you can create your own essential oil blend, a you blend, a blend that celebrates you through this rite of passage from your maiden to the mother. Okay, you're letting go of the old you, but now you are someone new. You have an amazing love and protection for this new little human that you created, and celebrate that. That's an amazing achievement. And so create an essential oil blend. The one first blend I love is balance and wild orange and frankincense. Or try something like ylang ylang and grapefruit and tangerine. Or something like patchouli, Siberian fir and wild orange. And celebrate you. Postpartum, this is where all the emotions come up. So use your essential oils here. Dab some adaptive and passion on your wrists. Put those grounding oils on your feet. Use your diffuser. Make sure you've got a nice glue stick for all those aches and pains that you experience through this time. And know that it is your responsibility. We're bringing a baby into the world. We have to nurture them. We have to look after them. And it's our responsibility to do that. No one else is going to do that. So when we think about the products that we want to expose our baby to, just like I spoke about before, they have to be toxic free, and not all the products on the shelf are like that. You've got to, you can think about other essential oils, some gentle essential oils that you can use with the baby. Lavender and frankincense is beautiful, for the bath or a massage. Just one drop of each is all you need. Myrrh is antimicrobial, so you can add a drop to the cord stump, just one drop at each nappy change, and that's going to be really, really supportive as well. There's a few things you want to avoid. So what you wash your products in, you want to stay away from your laundry detergents and all those toxic products we bring into the laundry, because our babies, they're exposed to these toxins all the time. What you clean with, they touch the surfaces, they put everything in their mouth, and so it's really important that you're conscious about what you're bringing into your home. And then lastly, you don't want to be wearing perfume around your baby, because they pick up on this. We have our natural pheromones. If you wear perfume, you mask those natural mama pheromones, and that's how your baby knows that they're with you. So, just to finish up, remember that what you put in your trolley is your responsibility. What you bring into your home to care for your baby is your responsibility. And there's one thing that really, truly did help me through all of this time, and that's doTERRA. Really, honestly, gave me natural options in pregnancy, gave me natural options in birth, allowed me to have the tools to nurture and nourish my newborn baby, and of course gave me self-care options as well as a new mum. So this truly is the missing link. So many people need doTERRA in their life through this time. And it is definitely the biggest gift. It's what we can be utilising, so we don't have to rely on third party anymore to look after our family. We don't even need to leave the house for ailments big and small. We have everything we need at our fingertips, and as parents, we are totally able to stand in our own power and look after our children without the need for chemicals. And it's doTERRA who have allowed us as a family to embrace and embody that, and to really offer this to our family. So I hope that's inspired you a little bit to think more consciously about what you bring into your home, but also to really nurture and nourish through pregnancy, birth and postpartum. doTERRA gives us such an opportunity to really do this in such a remarkable way that, our kids can have the best start to life. And this is truly, truly the best gift. So thank you so much for having me. You can find me, my business is Live Well, Love Wellness, and we also have a birth course, an online birth course called the Conscious Birth Movement. So thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Please welcome to the stage, Platinum leader Jess Bell.